So, in order to explain how I moisturize my hair or why I choose to moisturize my hair in the way that I do, I decided to do a little experiment, more like a show and tell. So, this one side is just leave-in and oil, and this side is leave-in, oil, and cream. No, not in that order. It's leave-in, cream, and then oil. So if you know about the lock method, it's basically a liquid of some sorts, an oil, and a cream or butter that you choose to put in. So the order in which you put them in, I think it's a personal choice. People choose to do LCO or LOC. So to me, the LCO method makes better sense, but it depends on the ingredients of your cream. So I put a leave-in conditioner in first, then a cream, because the cream that I use has water as the first ingredient. So your hair is more likely to absorb the moisture from the cream, and then you use the oil as a sealant. But I don't do LCO or LOC anymore because for my low porosity hair, it turned out, or at least it feels that way to me, that this combination is too much product for my hair. So what I do instead is leave-in and oil, or leave-in and cream. The only time I would ever venture back into LCO is if I'm putting in a long-term protective style, and usually if it's like with braiding hair, because then I'm not really going to have much access to my hair for a very long time. And you want your hair to be really moisturized when you're going to put in a long-term protective style like that. The reason I don't do it is because I wash my hair every week. And by the time I wash my hair feels very product heavy. So what I did here, and you'll see even when I'm separating my braids, this side that has only the leave-in and oil, it feels less weighed down, and it was so much easier to take down, and it just feels light and fluffy. This side, to me, it felt like my hair got a bit more tangled. I have no idea why, and it does actually feel very product heavy. You'll see that both sides, before I even separate the braids, this side with the leave-in and oil had more body, had more volume, and that side was a bit more weighed down because it's got so many products in it. So porosity is very important when you're deciding or when you're trying to find a moisture routine that will work for your hair. So like I said, I've got low porosity hair, which means my cuticles are very closed. It's very hard to get anything to penetrate the hair shaft. So I have to use heat in order to get my products to penetrate my hair. So what I usually do is I'll put in my leave-in after I've washed my hair, and then I'll put in a plastic cap. So whether I'm going to follow up with cream or oil, first just put the leave-in in your hair, put a plastic cap or a shower cap, and then I cover it with as much layers as I'm comfortable with at the time, so that I can use my own heat from my head to heat my hair and open up the cuticle, and so the product can go into your hair shaft. And then after a few minutes, well, not a few minutes, it's usually close to an hour, depending on how impatient I am on the day, I will put the oil or the cream and oil if I'm doing LCO for a long-term protective style. But either way, different things work for different people. What works for me might not really work for you. That's why if you want to build a hair regimen, you can watch all the videos that you want to watch and experiment as much as possible. But it's very important to listen to your hair. Try something. If it doesn't work for you, don't stick to it. It doesn't mean that if it grew somebody's hair in 1 month that it's going to grow yours. If somebody's hair looks super moisturized the way they do it, then automatically your hair is going to respond the same as well. You have to try different things because we are all learning from each other, but listen and see how your hair feels and stick to what works. I hope this helps.